skip him. Come back.
My name is Rosemary. My husband is Miles. He was a brave soldier, and he was born in 1584 and died in 1656. When we came over on the Mayflower with the Pilgrims, hoping for a new life with freedom to worship as we chose. When we got to the New World, many people died, including me. After I died, Miles didn't feel sorry for himself. Instead, he helped the Pilgrims who were sick and hungry. Later, he became the captain of the Plymouth colony and helped the colony grow strong and successful.
Hello, my name is Ben Franklin. I am one of the founding fathers of this great country. I was born in 1706 in Boston, Massachusetts. I helped fight the Declaration of Independence and even got to sign it. I used to write secret letters in my brother's paper. Shh! I wrote and published Poor Richard's Almanac, a helpful calendar. I think I am most famous for my scientific experiments and inventions. I discovered electricity by trapping lightning in a jar. At the Constitutional Convention, I said, "I've lived, sir, a long time, and the longer I live, the more convincing proofs I see of the truth that God governs in the affairs of men."
Hello, my name is Martha Washington. You've probably already heard of my husband, George Washington, but let me tell you more. He was born on February 22nd, 1732. He grew up on a farm and was honest and loyal. He actually planted some of the very first pecan trees. Would you like to sample one of our pecans? I love my husband very much, and he loved me the same. In fact, I would go to battles with him and help care for the wounded and spend time with him. He was the first president, and I was the first lady. My dear husband died December 14th, 1799, and was buried in our farm in Mount Vernon. Although we most remember him as our first president, he also fought in many wars and helped establish our American currency. Goodbye now, and go see some of my friends.
Daniel Boone was the best hunter in my family. I drove a supplies wagon in the French Indian War. I made a trail on Lake from Virginia to Kentucky called Winter's Road in a settlement called Boonesboro. My fiancé was St. Looker. I wore a coonskin hat, married Rebecca Bryan, and we had 10 children. I died September 26, 1820. Several years before I died, I made my own coffin out of cherry wood.
My name is Robert E. Lee. I was born in 1807. I was a general of the Confederate Army. I went to West Point with Ulysses S. Grant. I had a hard time choosing which side to help in the Civil War. I chose the South because it was my home, but I did not like that they were the slaves. My army lost, and I surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant. We fell, but in the good promise of God, a parent failure often pays a blessing.
Fourscore and 7 years ago, our Father brought forth a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. My name is Abraham Lincoln, and I was born in Kentucky in 1809. While I was growing up, I couldn't go to school all the time, so I taught myself by reading tons of books. I worked many jobs like shopkeeper, surveyor, and postmaster. After I became the 16th President of the United States, the Civil War began between the North and the South. In 1863, I declared Emancipation Proclamation, which freed the slaves. 2 years later, in 1865, I was assassinated by John Wilkes.
Hello, I'm Claire Martin, and I was born in 1821, December 25th. That's on Christmas Day. When I was 5, my sisters taught me how to read. My brother taught me how to ride a horse. When I was a teenager, I became a teacher. But during the Civil War, I became a nurse. Soldiers called me and left the battlefield. I was one who started the American Red Cross. And this is how I feel about being a nurse. I may be compelled to face danger, but never fear it. And while our soldiers stand and fight, I will stand and feed and nurse them. Well, that's the end.
Hello, I'm Julie Dent. I'm Ulysses S. Grant's wife. Ulysses went to college at West Point. Robert E. Lee was there at the same time. In the Civil War, Ulysses led the North. Robert E. Lee led the South. Then Ulysses met me. We got married. He was in the war with Mexico when we got married. Abraham Lincoln was president at that time. Once President Lincoln asked us to go to the theater, but we did not go. That was the night John Booth shot President Lincoln. When my husband died, they buried him in New York City. He is our 18th president, but he is best remembered as a great, brave, compassionate general of the Union Army that helped preserve our nation. The end.
Hello, my name is Louisa May Alcott. They used to call me Lynn. My family lived most of our lives in Massachusetts. I love to read. My father was a teacher. I became a writer. People still love my books. The most famous book I wrote was Little Women. The end.
Hello, my name is Laura Ingalls Wilder, and I was born in Wisconsin in 1867. I have 3 sisters named Mary, Carrie, and Grace. My pa used to entertain us with his fiddle at night while I played with my ragdoll my mom made me. I had a good childhood and got into lots of adventures. When I was 18 years old, I married Alonzo Wilder, and we had one daughter named Rose. She loved my stories I read to her about the prairie so much that she convinced me to write about it. When I was 65 years old, I wrote my first book, and I ended up writing 9 books in the Little House series.
Aren't they wonderful?
Very good.